Hello, hello, hello. I am your host OCL, and welcome back to One Century Later. Today we'll be taking a look at all events from August 8th to August 14th, 1926. As with last week, all of my sources are in the description down below. Sunday, August 8th, 1926. Nothing of historical precedent happened on this day. Monday, August 9th, 1926. The HMS H-29 submarine of the Royal Navy sank during sea trials in the Devonport dockyard after a refit to her torpedo discharge system. The submarine was submerged during testing, but one of the hatches failed to close because of a wrench blocking it. The H-29 quickly filled with water and sank, taking with her the lives of one crewman and 5 civilians inside. Tuesday, August 10th, 1926. A hurricane made landfall in Nova Scotia, Canada, with wind speeds of 121 kilometers per hour. The hurricane sent 2 schooners, the Sylvia Mosher and the Sadie Nickel, crashing ashore on Sable Island. Between 55 and 58 people died in the hurricane, with at least 48 of them coming from the 2 schooners. Wednesday, August 11th, 1926. Yugoslavia, Romania, and Greece sent a note to Bulgaria demanding that border raids by the Comistadis cease. The exact wording of the note was not revealed, but was specified not to be an ultimatum. Bulgaria consented to a settlement of the dispute by the League of Nations. Also on this day, American test pilot U.S. Army First Lieutenant Eugene Hoy Barksdale was killed while attempting to bail out of a Douglas O-2 airplane at the age of 29. Barksdale's parachute got caught in the bracing wire of the airplane's wing, and he fell with the airplane. In 1933, Barksdale Field, today known as Barksdale Air Force Base in northern Louisiana, was named in his honor. Thursday, August 12th, 1926. Anglican missionary Ernest Gribble and State's Aborigines Department Inspector Mitchell discovered evidence of the Forest River Massacre in Western Australia that killed at least 30 Native Australians. In particular, they found human teeth and skull fragments from the bodies burned throughout the month of June. Bone fragments they found had been buried or thrown in pits to clean up the massacre sites and hide their discovery. Also on this day, Hungary's only munitions factory located on Székely Island exploded. The explosion was caused by the sudden ignition of 26 tons of powder. Whether the ignition was accidental or purposeful is unknown, however, a Czechoslovakian worker was arrested for causing the explosion. Depending on the source, the casualty list varies significantly. Hungary's official numbers state no one was killed and 62 people were injured. Some sources say 24 people were killed with at least 300 injured, and some sources say 80 people were killed. The generally accepted value is 24 people killed and between 200 and 300 injured. Friday, August 13th, 1926. Richard Weiss Whitmore, the leader of the Whitmore Gang, was executed by hanging in Maryland after being convicted of the February 1925 murder of Robert Holtman on May 21st. Also on this day, Cuban Fidel Castro, known as El Comandante, was born in Biran, Cuba. Castro served as the Prime Minister of Cuba from 1959 to 1976 and the President of Cuba from 1976 to 2008 before dying in Havana, Cuba in 2016 at the age of 90. Saturday, August 14th, 1926. The Soviet Union claimed ownership of Wrangel Island north of the Arctic Circle by founding the settlement of Ushakovskoye in an expedition led by Georgy Ushakov. Today, the island is still under Russian control with no permanent human population. And lastly, during the Cristero War in Mexico, Mexican governmental agents arrested Father Luis Batiz Sainz in the Mexico state of Zacatecas for practicing a religion which had been made illegal under the new Calles law. And that is all. See you next week for all events from Sunday, August 15th, 1926 to Saturday, August 21st, 1926. Thank you for watching, and see you next week.